Today, we're going to be talking about sales. This is something that a lot of people overthink. Sales is everything from how you interact with other people, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance, your family, your friends, clients. Sales is everything. And whenever you understand sales, your life is going to become much, much better. The thing about sales, guys and girls, that I want you all to understand is that most of you complicate sales. You make it into something that's esoteric. You make it into something that is hard. But sales at the end of the day is just simply giving people something that they value, that they desire. A lot of you, guys and girls, whenever you go in to sell your service, whether it's in the DMs, whether it's on a call, whether it's on email, whether it's IRL, is you go from a place of need. I need to convince this person. And the problem with that is that people can pick up on it. When somebody feels that you need them more than they need you, it pushes them away. Whenever you approach it from need, I need to convince this person because I need their money, and you take it away from solving their problems, they pick up on that. That's why I keep telling all of you, identify the problems that other people have, be able to solve those problems, and just focus on how you're actually going to help them. And it's going to make the whole sales thing 1,000 times easier. And I understand a lot of you want me to provide you with scripts. You want me to provide you with these super complicated sales courses, but you don't need it. You don't need to complicate it any more than you already do. You need to approach it from a mindset, from a frame of, hey, I have this service. You have this problem. I'm hearing what you're saying your problems are. I've already identified some of your problems, but let me hear more about your business. I've broken down inside of Learn a Skill various questions you can ask prospects. Anyways, you ask them, hear out their problems, and then you show them, I call it weaving. You weave your solution, your service, into solving those problems. The next thing that I want you to understand is that the money that you want is in other people's pockets. Now, think about the last time you bought something. Maybe it was groceries. Maybe you went out for lunch, for dinner. In your mind, obviously at a subconscious level, you thought this through. At a conscious level, you didn't really put much attention into it, but I want you to start being aware of this. You valued spending your money on buying that food, buying those groceries, more than the money that you had in your pocket. So you valued that food or groceries more than the money that you had in your pocket. Now, that's a very, very deep insight that I just gave you. Meaning, if you want to close more clients, you need to help them see that your service is going to solve the problems that they have so that they value your service, however much it costs, more than the money that's in their pocket. Because if you are so vested, if you are so tied to your service, your process, your script, they don't care about that. Nobody cares about, oh, this person's got a social media management company. This person has a web design company. This person's a copywriter. Nobody cares about that. And you approaching business from the perspective of, I want more money. I've got this service. Give me money for this service, is why you're having trouble selling your service. Because you need to be more interested in the problems that your leads, your prospects have, more than you making money. And I know that sounds twisted, but it's not. Because if you simply show them, here are your problems, here's why it's important, and here's how I'm going to help you solve it, they're not going to care as much about how much your service costs. Because they're interested in saving them time, they're interested in making more money, they're interested in solving these problems that you have brought to their mind that they have. If you're an email copywriter and you look over their email list, you're like, yeah, so your opt-in page, we can approve it. Here's a couple insights, a few tips that I have for it. Obviously, I can take care of this for you. You're not even going to have to worry about it. I'm just going to show you what the copy is. I'm going to take care of it. I also noticed on your newsletter that you're only emailing 3 times a week. And us sending emails every single day is going to allow your brand, your product, your service to be on the top of the mind of the people that are on your email list. Because if you're not sitting there emailing them every single day, somebody else is going to be hitting their inbox, I can guarantee, and they're going to go spend their money with that person. So I've got a system. I'm going to install this into the emails. I'm going to build up a sequence for you so that we are talking to the correct people. They're actually interested. We're building up value. We're building a relationship between your brand and your customer every single day in the emails. And then from there, I'm going to take the data, I'm going to optimize the email list so that we continue to refine and get better and better results for you, which is going to increase your sales. And then this is where the social proof thing comes in. Just last week, I helped my client make an extra $12,000 through writing emails. We booked the calls, their salespeople took care of it, closed them, and that just added an additional $12,000 to their monthly income, but they did that inside of a week, all because of the daily newsletter. Let's say you've got a website. Let's say you do web design. I was going over your website, and of course, you don't need to have a super fancy website like a lot of web designers are going to tell you. However, for various pages, specifically, I noticed with your product pages or for your service page, whichever one fits the context, I noticed that the loading time was a little slow. And people, whenever they get onto your website, whether it's via phone, whether it's via computer, they want to see, ooh, that's interesting, click, and then it loads. Your site took 3 seconds for the page to load, meaning you're already right there losing potential customers. And I also noticed that your newsletter opt-in page, the formatting's off. And of course, it doesn't need to be super pretty or anything, but I can also take care of optimizing that for you so it's more attractive and it's easier to use. And your customers are going to go and see that, and they're going to be like, oh, cool, let me learn more. And I also noticed a few other things that we can improve on your website from some of the wording on certain pages. We're going to speed up the website speed as well. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever their problems are, you talk about their problems, not about your service, not about how much it's going to cost. You focus on their problems. Then you get to the end of the call, and then they ask, great. So you've really provided a lot of value today, and I thank you for your time. Just how much is your service again? From there, you tell them, we've got a fully customized package where we'll go through and fully customize your website for $12K, fully customized package. However, based off what I've seen on your site, I don't believe that you need that. So what I want to do is for $2,500, I'm going to go through, I'm going to optimize your opt-in page. I'm going to improve, aka increase, the speed of your website so it loads faster. And then I'm going to go through and optimize the rest of your pages so that you are getting more traffic and you're not missing out on any more customers. And I can do all that for $2,500. And what we're going to do next, after the invoice is paid, is I'm going to go over, I'm going to audit your site once more. I'm going to send over some more issues that I will find once I get access to the back end. And I'll put together a list. I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing. And then from there, I'm going to get to work. And you'll have the first iteration of the improvements finished in the next 4 days. From there, by week number 2, we'll have everything fully set up for you, optimized, designed, and we can decide where we want to go from there. How does that sound? Oh, wow, that sounds great. Because you're showing them competence. The thing that you need to understand about the human mind is it craves certainty. And so by you letting them know after the invoice is paid, this is what's going to happen. AKA, you're going to go through, you're going to do a full audit, you're going to send them an action list of all the different things you're going to do within this time frame. They're going to see that, they're going to hear that, they're, oh my gosh, that's the certainty that I wanted. And then, what do you do next? From there, you send them the invoice while you're still in the call. Or once again, you can do this via email, you can do this via DM, send them the invoice, they pay it, you get started working. I obviously cover this inside of client communications as well. It's very important you set expectations. The better you are at setting expectations for your clients, the less nonsense is going to take place. Plus, it also creates certainty for them. That's actually a lesson. And you can apply this, guys and girls, to every single service you have. The last little bit that I want to put into your mind right now is, once again, I want you to stop making it all about your service. Stop making it all about how you need this person. And stop thinking about the money that you want to make. Whenever you're approaching people, you are approaching them from a standpoint of, they've got some problems, you know how to solve them. And also, this is going to amplify your confidence, because the reason a lot of you don't have confidence whenever you're talking to a client is you're thinking from your perspective. I have this service. Me, 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 me. I want this money. Me, 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 me. When instead you need to flip the lens on which you're viewing reality and think about the other person. At the end of the day, business is about serving people. It's about solving problems. And the better you get at solving people's problems and communicating that you understand their problems and that you can solve those problems, your service sells like hotcakes. You'll get to the point where I am, where I've got a waiting list. I literally have to have a waiting list because I can't work with the amount of people that want to work with me. I turn people down. If I don't think that they're a good fit for what I do, I turn them down. It wasn't always like that, but it became that way whenever I decided it's not about the money. It's not about my service. It's not about consulting. It's not about me at all. It's about the other person. This business has a problem. I know how to solve it. Let me hear their problems. Let me repeat their problems to them. Weave in my service and how we can help them. And then I started closing. Because whenever I used to get on calls, I don't handle that anymore, but back whenever I used to do calls, I would always approach it, and I would be super nervous, but I would approach it from the perspective of me, my service, how much money it's going to be. But then whenever I started approaching it from the perspective of I understand their problems and that I weaved in my service, before long, people started saying yes, a heck of a lot more. Now, the next thing when it comes to sales 101, is you have to understand that getting rejected is not the end of the world. Some of you will send out some DMs, send out some emails, approach some people at their business, call some people, and they're not interested. And you take it personally. You're like, oh, I'm a loser. No, that person's just not a good fit. Or maybe, this is probably 99% of the cases, you've been focused on your service the whole time. And you, how much money you want to make. Because energy is transferable. People can pick up on that. If all you're thinking about is how much money you're going to make from this person, and you need to have that money, you need to get the sell, they're going to feel that, and it's going to push them away, especially the higher the price is. Obviously, you can get away with that like super cheap, but I'm talking about how you can start moving thousands of dollars per client. And the secret, the Aikido, is for you to stop thinking about the money, stop thinking about the service, and think about the problems that they have. Understand their problems. And when you approach your business that way, to where you optimize your business for helping other people, solving their problems, your service becomes the bridge that leads from their problems to your profit. So that's all you got to do, guys and girls. Stop making it so complicated. Stop making it about you and make it about them. Make it about their problems. Make it about how you're going to solve their problem.